Reading. Hare Krishna. Yeah, let's commence our reading of chapter 18. We've done 5 shlokas. Correct, right? I think, I don't know, my all settings have gone for a Okay. Yeah, Diti vows to kill Indra. We were on shloka number 5, I think, right? Yeah, we discussed until uh, yeah, and then, okay. We are now looking at further creation being, or Visarga, extended Visarga of the great grandsons of Lord Brahma. Yeah, different sons of Diti. We saw now fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth sons is what we saw, and their children or their lineage is what we saw in the first 5 shlokas of this one. Let's read further in 18.6. Yeah, Rona Mataji can read.
Hare Krishna. Aretah Shishi Chatukumbhe Purvashaya Sanidhau Trutam Revatayam Mitra Utsargam Rishtam Pippalam Vyadhat.
Vyadhat.
Translation: Upon seeing Urvashi, the celestial society girl, both Mitra and Varun discharged singing, which they perceived
Preserved.
preserved in an earthen pot. The two sons, Agastya and
Vasishtha.
Vavishta, Vashishta, sorry, later appear from that pot. They are therefore the common sons of Mitra and Varun. Mitra begot 3 sons in the womb of his wife, whose name was Revati. Their names were Utsarga, Arishta, and Pipala.
Pippala, yeah. So,
Pipala.
yeah, Pippala is a very famous Pippalayan. Yeah, I think last time we saw, yeah, this particular shloka as to how Valmiki, Vasishta, and how Vasishta and Agastya are both the sons of Mitra and Varuna. That is what we saw in the last class. So that is how they were because of Urvashi creating this particular position for Varuna and Mitra. That they see this beautiful woman and they just discharge their semen, and this is how they came about. That's why they are considered to be common sons of Mitra and Varuna. So interestingly, Srila Prabhupada talks about how test tube baby was done at such a long time ago in that old technology itself. Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport. Anyways, let's read further procreation by the other sons of Diti. Yeah, Soumya Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Paulomyamindra adatha trin पुत्रानिति नः श्रुतं जयन्तम् अमृषभं तात तृतीयं मीडुषं प्रभुः
Jayantam Rishabham.
जयन्तम्
Rishabh Devadi. Yeah. Okay.
O King Parikshit, Indra, the king of the heavenly planets and 11th son of Aditi, begot 3 sons named Jayanta, Rishabha, and Midusha in the womb of his wife Paulomi. Thus we have heard.
Yeah, so Indra's position is shown here. He is the 11th son of Aditi. He's also one of the Adityas in that sense. And his wife Paulomi. Paulomi is a common name, wife of Indra. Okay, let's read further. Mamta Mataji.
Prabhuji, sorry, one question. Indra is a
Mhm.
designation or Indra is a name, Prabhuji?
Indra is a name here, but it's also a designation. So multiple universes or in multiple, what I should say, Satyuga cycles, different Indras come in basically. So
Okay,
a
so now
different
Bali
jiva. You
has
can
to
also become
come.
a Indra in the next Satyuga,
Okay, now
like
Bali
that.
Maharaj will come as so Bali Maharaj will take the place of Indra. So that is the designation, right? And here Indra is the name.
Indra is the name also here, but this it is also a designation. Both are the same person here in this particular position. They even in other cycles, I think they get born as Aditi's sons. But some other soul comes in and takes that position.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Hare
in that
Krishna.
sense, it is both a position as well as this thing, name here. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay. Let's look at the next name, Mamta Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण उरुक्रमस्य देवस्य मायावामनरूपिणः कीर्तो पत्न्यां बृहच्छ्लोकस्तस्यासन् सौभगादयः.
Very nice.
By his own potency, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has multifarious potencies, appeared in the form of dwarf as Urukrama, the 12th son of Aditi. In the womb of his wife, whose name was Kirti, he begot one son named Brihatsloka, who had many sons headed by Sobhaga.
Yeah, so that's the origin of Urukrama or Vamanadev in this particular millennia. Yeah, in this cycle of of Brahma's this particular creation, Vamanadev appears as the 12th son of Aditi. And here Srila Prabhupada talks about the Ajopi son of Vyayatma Bhutanam Ishwaropi son, how it looks as if the Lord gets born, but actually he is unborn. Yeah, that is the simultaneous oneness and difference that philosophy that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu espouses. That is what is seen here. Even though this particular shloka talks about the Supreme Lord taking the sun or coming in as the dwarf form, but he is already existing. He only appears in this material world in different expansions or different forms. That he says, therefore, this particular verse from the 4th chapter, although I am unborn, my transcendental body never deteriorates. And although I am the Lord of all sentient beings, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So this is how the Lord appears. And therefore, when the Lord incarnates, we don't say that the Lord is born. We say he has appeared. And he has disappeared. That is how the understanding here is. Just like the sun does not get born and does not die every evening. Sun is born in the morning, sun is there. No, he appears and disappears. Same way here also the Supreme Lord appears in the material world and disappears in the material world. Yeah, that's the point Srila Prabhupada refers. And how does he do that? With his internal potency, Mahamaya, who comes in and helps, rather, he becomes the assistant of the Lord to make him appear in this material world. Okay, next one, Yaniti Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Tat karma guna viryani kashyapasya mahatmanah paschadavakshyamahe dityam yathevavatarah.
Very nice.
Translation. Later in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, I shall describe how Urukram, Lord Vamandev, appeared as the son of the great sage Kashyap, and how he covered the 3 worlds with 3 steps. I shall describe the uncommon activities he performed, his qualities, his power, and how he took birth from the womb of Aditi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so that's the story that will come in later in the 8th canto. Of course, the entire Bhagavatam is the different activities of the Lord, and he did this amazing activity of spanning the entire universe with just 3 steps of land, 3 of his footsteps. And that story is what Shukadeva Goswami is promising to tell later in this particular chanting of the Bhagavatam. Okay, let's read further. Rashmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Atha Kashyapadayadan Daiteyan Kirtayami te Yatra Bhagvat Shriman Praharado Balirevacha.
Yeah, Prahlad and Bali. Okay, go ahead.
Now let me describe the sons of Diti, who were begotten by Kashyap but who became demons. In this demonic family, the great devotee Prahlad Maharaj appeared, and Bali Maharaj also appeared in that family. The demons are technically known as Daityas because they proceeded from the womb of Diti. Hare Krishna.
So we earlier saw a discussion of Aditi's sons, and that is what was continuing. And in between, we saw the story of who's that? Chitraketu and Dhritarashtra. And then we are restarting the further story, further creations or the expansions, procreations of the other sons and wives of the sons of Diti. Now comes Aditi, who is also whose expansions are also coming here. But Diti's sons were all demons. They were also begotten by Kashyapa, but they became demons, and therefore they are called Diti Daitya, Aditi Aditya, like that. So that's the Sanskrit of the sons of a particular person. Like even Arjuna is called Kaunteya, son of Kunti. Kaunteya Kunti. Yeah. Or Vasudev, for the very famous example, son of Vasudev. Vasudev, Vasudev. And that's the understanding. Okay, let's look at the demons coming forth. Yeah, Chaya Mataji.
द्वितीये द्वारवेव दायादौ दैत्यदानववन्दितौ हिरण्यकश्यपो पुनर्नाम हिरण्याक्षश्च कीर्तितौ.
Okay, next.
Translation. First, the two sons named Hiranyakashyap and Hiranyaksha took birth from Diti's womb. Both of them were very powerful and were worshipped by the Daityas and Danavas.
Yeah, so sons of Diti are being described, but the glorification of Diti is also done by Shukdev Goswami, because Bali Maharaj and Prahlad also appeared in the same lineage. But in the beginning of the lineage, opening batsmen are Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Yeah, they come in as the greatest of demons that we have seen in this material world. Okay, let's read further. Yes, Santosh Prabhuji, you're there?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hiranyakashipu Bharya Kayadur Nama Danavi Jambavhasya Tanya Satu Susave Chatru
Chatura.
Sushve Chatura.
Samharadan Rag Anuhardam Hardam Praharadam of Ivakcha Tat Satsava Simhika Nama
Simhika Nama.
Nama
Sihika.
Rahu Viprichito Grahet.
Very nice, very nice.
The wife of Hiranyakashipu was known as Kayadu. She was the daughter of Jambha and descendant of Danu. She gave birth to 4 consecutive sons known as Samhalada, Anuladha, Halada, and Prahlada. The sister of these 4 sons was known as Simhika. She married the demon named Viprashit and gave birth to another demon named Rahu.
So that's how the different demons have come in. That's their descendancy. From Hiranyakashipu, also Prahlad has come. But before Prahlad, Samhalad, Anulad, and Lada have also come. And that's how Rahu has also come. Rahu later we'll see in the churning of the ocean story, how Rahu's head gets severed off. Okay, let's read further. Yeah, Aruna Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Shiro Haradhasya Harish Chakrena Pibato Vritam Samhadasya Kruti Bharya Sita Panchajana Tataha.
Very nice.
Translation: While Rahu, in disputes, was drinking nectar among the demigods, the Supreme Personality of Godhead severed his head. The wife of Samhalad was named Kriti. By union with Samhalada, Kriti gave the birth to a son named Panchajana.
Yeah, so that's the further procreation of Prahlad. Okay, next one, Soumya Mataji.
Hare Krishna. राधस्य धर्मनिर्भार्या सूतवातापि मिल्बलं योगस्त्याय त्वदित्थये पेजे वातापि मिल्बलः.
Very nice.
The wife of Lada was named Dhamini.
Dhamani.
She gave birth to two sons named Vatapi and Ilvala. When Agastya Muni became Ilvala's guest, Ilvala served him a feast by cooking Vatapi, who was in the shape of a ram.
Interesting, yeah. That's what demoniac people do. Looks like he killed his own brother. Okay, I think that story will come in later. I don't know the backstory there. But let's go ahead and see further of the demoniac people coming in. Yeah, Mamta Mataji.
Hare Krishna. अनुह्रातस्य सूर्यायां वाष्कलो महिषस्तथा विरोचनस्तु प्राह्लादिर्देव्यां तस्याभवद्बलिः. The wife of Anullada was named Surya. She gave birth to sons named Bhaskala and Mahisha. Prahlad had one son, Virochana, whose wife gave birth to Bali Maharaj.
So Prahlad's son Virochana and Virochana's son Bali Maharaj. So Bali Maharaj is considered to be the grandson of, or rather is the grandson of Prahlad. Okay, let's read further. Yaniti Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Banajeshtam putra shatmashanaya putra shatam shanayam tato bhavat.
Ashanay. Putra Shatam. Ma is half only there. Putra Shatam Ashanayam Tato Bhavat.
Ashanayam tato bhavat tasyanubhavam bhavam sushalokyam paschadeva vidhasyate.
Very nice.
Translation: Thereafter, Bali Maharaj begot 100 sons in the womb of Ashana. Of these 100 sons, King Ban was the eldest. The activities of Bali Maharaj, which are very laudable, will be described later in the 8th canto.
So Bali Maharaj's story also will come in, and Banasur story also will come in the 10th canto. Ban, he was the son of Bali. Okay, let's look at the next shloka, Rashmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. बाण आराध्य गिरिशं लेभे तद्गणमुख्यतां यत्पार्श्वे भगवानास्ते यद्यापि पुरपालकः.
Very nice.
Since King Ban was a great worshipper of Lord Shiva, he became one of Lord Shiva's most celebrated associates. Even now, Lord Shiva protects King Ban's capital and always stands beside him. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
so Banasur, the famous story of Banasur, where Lord Shiva comes to protect him and fights with Lord Krishna, will come in later. And in fact, there is still a place where he is considered to be still alive and there. And in fact, that story where Shiva Jwara and Vishnu Jwara, two famous weapons, come out in the fighting. Okay, we will read that later in the 10th canto. Let's look at the next one. Yeah, Chaya Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. मरुतश्च दितेः पुत्राश्च त्वरिंशन्नवाधिकाः त आसन्न प्रजाः सर्वे नीता इन्द्रेण सात्मताम्.
Very nice.
Translation. The 49 Marut demigods were also born from the womb of Diti. None of them had sons. Although they were born of Diti, King Indra gave them a position as demigods.
So the Maruts are considered to be demigods, even though they had demoniac origin. But like we've discussed earlier, the origin of you as a demoniac or a demon or a demigod is totally dependent on what your activities are. So that's what is also seen here. Even though Bali Maharaj or Prahlad are born in the family of demons, they are not considered demons at all. Same way with the 49 Maruts, who are considered to be demigods. They are demigods. I think, they control the wind. One of the wind gods is also Marut in that sense. So yeah, that's what here Srila Prabhupada also is making the point. Even demons can be elevated to positions of demigods when their atheistic character is reformed. Yeah, so finally that's what we also have to do. Even our position as Tatastha Shakti of the Lord can be reformed once we also understand who we are and what is our relationship with the Supreme Lord. Yeah, those who are devotees of Lord Vishnu are called demigods, and those who are just the opposite are called demons. Therefore, even demons can be transformed to demigods once they surrender to Lord Krishna. Okay, then comes Parikshit Maharaj's question, which Santosh Prabhuji will ask. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Shri Rajo Vacha Katham Tah Asuram Bhavam Potyat
Apyo Yo Pattikam Guru.
Guru Indren Prapata Satyambham Kim Tathastu Krita Tat Sadhu Krita Hi Te.
Very nice.
King Parikshit inquired, My dear Lord, due to their birth, the 49 Maruts must have been obsessed with a demonic mentality. Why did Indra, the king of heaven, convert them into demigods? Did they perform any rituals or pious activities?
Fantastic question, right? How did Maruts, even though they are born in demoniac families, become devotees or become demigods? And that's the question Parikshit Maharaj wants to know. And therefore, again, that comes into what it all comes as. Once we get to know what they have done, that becomes as prescribed duties for all of us, isn't it? So that's why that question comes in for us to also understand how can our demoniac mentality be converted to devotee mentality. Okay, let's read his question further. Yeah, Aruna Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Ime sadhate brahman vishayo hi maya saha parignanaya bhagavan stanno Vyakhya Parignanaya
Vyakyatum arhasi.
Parignanaya Bhagavan Tanno Vyakhayantu Maharshi.
Very nice.
Translation. My dear Brahman, I and all the sages present with me are eager to know about this. Therefore, O great soul, kindly explain to us the reason.
So that's the why. That's why he wants to know, and he calls obviously Shukdev Goswami as a Brahmana, as a great soul, and wants to know from him the real reason of why. Sorry, this is it Shukdev Sutta? Yeah. Parikshit Maharaj is asking, and now Sutta Goswami comes into the picture again. Again, we have to remember Sutta Goswami is narrating what is happening there. So Parikshit Maharaj has asked this question. Sutta Goswami is coming in and tells us what Badarayani is going to tell. Yeah, that's what I think must be. Okay, let's read that one. Yes, Soumya Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sri Suta Uvacha तद्विष्णुरातस्य स बादरायणेर्वचोन्निशम्यादृतमल्पमर्थवत् सभाजयन् सन्निभृतेन चेतसा जगादसत्रायण सर्वदर्शनः.
Very nice.
Sri Suta Goswami said, O great sage Shaunaka, after hearing Maharaj Parikshit speak respectfully and briefly on topics essential to hear, Shukadev Goswami, who was well aware of everything, praised his endeavor with great pleasure and replied.
Yeah, so Sutta Goswami is telling Shaunaka and everybody, of course, that so much pleasure the acharyas take to explain when the right question is asked. Yeah, and therefore, what are sets of right questions? Exactly this. How do I become a devotee? How have other devotees become devotees? How have demons become devotees? What is the, how do I increase my devotional service? How do I improve my chanting? All these are questions which are evergreen and we can ask to for our own benefit, basically. And therefore, when Parikshit Maharaj asks this question, Suta Goswami saying that he saw how happy Shukadeva Goswami was to answer this particular question. That's what here Srila Prabhupada also makes the point that how, because it contained meaningful inquiries, Shukadeva Goswami was very much appreciative. That's the important consideration, that when when we meet sadhus, sannyasis, these are the kind of questions which should ask, which leads us to improve devotional service. Not that, I'm having this problem, or I'm having that disease, or I'm, please bless me so that I will get more money, please bless me, I will get promotion, or how do I get, how does a sannyasi know all of this? Yeah. So, that is therefore, the important point is to see how we can improve our devotional service, how we can improve becoming a devotee. That is what questions needs to be asked. So, the Srimad Bhagavatam is also setting standards for all of us as to what kind of questions should be asked to devotees like Shukadeva Goswami, or devotees of Shukadeva Goswami, rather, because they are all in the lineage of Shukadeva Goswami. That's the point here. We see some other backstory. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura mentions how Diti, actually, we've seen this particular story earlier. I think it comes in the second or the third canto, I can't remember. But Diti was, when Kashyapa Muni comes, she is like, in the evening time, at the very at an unholy hour, she wants Kashyapa Muni to beget sons, and therefore, even though Kashyapa Muni orders or says that this is not the right time, Diti is very much insistent. Yeah, and out of lust, when such act is done, that is why the Diti's sons become Daityas. Yeah. And here we see even Kashyapa Muni, he fell victim to the inducement of his beautiful wife. Even though he was, so question might be asked as to why Kashyapa Muni still went ahead. Yeah. We can see here again Lord Krishna's third chapter understanding. It is lust only, O Arjuna, which is the enemy of of everybody here. That's what has happened here. And therefore, if the outcome of such an act was the Daityas, how come these Daityas, even though they had such an origin, how did they become devotees? That is the point Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur emphasizes and says this makes devotees like Shukadeva Goswami very much happy, because then they can explain how the entire world can probably progress from the demoniac mentality to devotee mentality. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we will see Shukadeva Goswami's answer in our upcoming readings from tomorrow on. Let's close the day. Any quick comments or thoughts or realizations or questions? Yeah, Nidhi Madhuri, go ahead.
Prabhuji, when we are comparing like these three, like demons, demigods, and devotees, isn't the stature of devotees much higher and beyond them? Because if a demon does actions, why will he like to elevate to demigods? Because even demigods have material body. It doesn't give you, a sanction to return to Godhead, because demigod will have a fixed life and they will also perish. So, like devotees are transcendental, right? They are beyond demons and beyond this
Correct.
demigods. So
Yeah,
they,
but many devotees still have some material desires, and therefore they become demigods. Yeah, we've seen that particular position. So even though Indra, we see Indra has so much of Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mada, Matsarya, but still he is Indra. Why? Because he has the Lord's sanction, because out of the mode of goodness, he has prayed to Lord Vishnu. Yeah. So there are many Sakam devotees who get positions as demigods. So they're still devotees. Why? Because they've prayed to Lord Vishnu or they've prayed to Lord Krishna. But because they have Sakam interest, just like Prahlad, even though he was, we see him as a demon, and we will see in the 7th canto much more detail when Kayadu is born, or when Hiranyakashipu is with Kayadu. Apparently he utters the word Hari. Yeah, and just because of that utterance of the word Hari, a devotee gets born at that time of procreation between Kayadu and Hiranyakashipu. So when Prahlad is born in the lineage of demons, and he still gets a demoniac body, but he still becomes a devotee. Yeah, the other aspect is Dhruva. We see Dhruva, he was a normal child, but because he had deep down a desire to sit on the king's throne, but he prays to Lord Vishnu. Yeah, and when he prays to Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, he gets his desire fulfilled, but he still remains a devotee also. And we see even in the case of Chitraketu, even though he becomes a Vidyadhara, Vidyadhara is like a demigod status itself, but still he remains a devotee in that sense. Yeah. So devotees, demons can become devotees, demigods can become devotees. The position of devotee is for a jiva his free will. Yeah. Anybody, devotee can become a demon also. If he stops his surrender to Lord Krishna, he will become. So like that. So the position of a devotee, yes, is transcendental, but it is also based on the continuous surrender of the jiva to Lord Krishna. As soon as the surrender stops, you either become a devotee or you either become a demon or a demigod, basically. So that's the subtle understanding here. So
it's
the
a
surrender has to be
constant
continuous.
process. Yeah, it's a constant,
Exactly.
there was one this thing wherein they say that, lady was saying कि मुझे तो पुण्य कमाने हैं. So then they said कि no, पुण्य भी नहीं कमाने हैं, because even
Correct.
if you desire for punya, then that means that you are not transcendental. Your worship is not, your devotion is not transcendental. You are
Correct. You still are
want
in the mode of
something.
lust. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct, correct. Very nice, very nice. Exactly, exactly. Therefore, for us, mode of goodness is also problematic, and pious activities are also problematic. Every activity of ours has to be transcendental, in the sense has to be offered to Lord Krishna. So even Arjuna, when he fought and did the most heinous of the crimes, a normal person, when he is getting killed, you'll call that violence as akarmic, as adharmic rather. But still, because he does it for Lord Krishna's pleasure, he still gets liberation and does not get sinful activities. We read in the Bhagavad Gita like that. So even though violence is there, a surgeon also does violence. A surgeon cuts the body, but he does not get papa, isn't that? So he gets punya at that, in fact, in that sense. And if the person whom he saves, if he becomes a devotee, then the pious or the devotional activity also gets transferred to the surgeon, because he's done that, in that sense, a devotional service. Yeah, like that. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Indu Mataji had a point.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, today I am having one question regarding Dhruv Maharaj. So Dhruv Maharaj has seen the Lord because of his devotional service, and Lord has given him benediction for that Dhruva Loka. So it really means that Dhruva Maharaj is not get the liberation. I mean, he is not there in the Vaikuntha. So how
So
can
definition
we
of liberation
point?
is no, definition of liberation is irrelevant to your position, whether you are here in the spiritual world or material world. Definition of liberation from a devotee sense is wherever he is, he's serving Lord Krishna.
But
So
it
Dhruva
is
Maharaj,
like that
just like
after seeing
Chitraketu
Lord.
also, but Chitraketu also, right? He still remains in the material world. He becomes the head of Vidyadharas after seeing the Lord, isn't it? So that is the whole understanding, right? We are missing the point here when we think that liberation means going out of the material world. No, for a devotee, liberation is irrelevant. For a devotee, being a servant of Lord Krishna and serving Lord Krishna is what the real thing is. Liberation is just a byproduct.
But those who have seen the Lord, it is like that they have to go to
Yeah, then
Vaikuntha.
not necessary. They can
Is
still
it
remain here. They can still remain here. Like Dhruva Maharaj, Narada Muni, he keeps coming and going. That doesn't mean he is not liberated. See,
okay?
liberation
And
means
it
what?
is
Liberation means birth, old age, disease, death is not there. And even if it is there, for a devotee, it is irrelevant.
so is it like that if they want to go to Vaikuntha for the Lord's darshan, they can
They
go?
can, yeah, exactly.
It's like that.
That
Okay.
is the power that they have, devotees have. If they have seen the Lord, which means they can, the Lord is there. He has given them their mercy, given them his mercy. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, if there are no other comments, let's close with closing prayers. Yeah, Rashmi Mataji can do closing prayers.
हरे कृष्ण अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवो मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां बुधा भाव समन्विताः मच्चित्ता मत्गतप्राणा बोधयन्तः परस्परं कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अहमज्ञानजं तमः नाशयामि आत्मभावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता अहमेवासमेवाग्रे नान्यद्य सदसत्परम् पश्चादहं यदेतच्च यो वशिष्येत सोऽस्म्यहं ऋतेऽर्थं यत् प्रतीयेत न प्रतीयेत चात्मनि तद्विद्यादात्मनो मायां यथा भासो यथा तमः यथा महान्ति भूतानि भूतेषु च वचेष्वनु प्रविष्टान्यप्रविष्टानि तथा तेषु न तेष्वहम् एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यं तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्यां यत् स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण
प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्ण एवरीवन।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.